If you feel like your schedule is all over the place and you're frustrated that there just never seems to be enough time in the day to get everything done, let alone find time to exercise, meal plan, or do those typical healthy lifestyle activities, this one's for you. Welcome to the Intuitive Health Podcast. I'm your Vitality Lifeguard, Heather Thatcher. The truth is, we all have a pretty good idea of what we should be doing to be healthy, but we get stuck trying to figure out how to squeeze that into our hectic schedule and stick to the plan. In my career as a registered nurse, Reiki master, and holistic healer, I've discovered that the key to maintaining a healthy lifestyle lies in your ability to reestablish your intuitive connection to your body. When you know how to listen to your body's intuitive messages, being healthy no longer feels like work. Just before we get started today with this episode, I just want to talk about this amazing discount that I have for you for the Bella Leaf Fitness Tracker. It is the fitness tracker for people that want to live an intuitive, healthy lifestyle because it takes into account how everything all plays together, how your fitness and your hydration and your meditation and mindful practices and your overall stress level all come together, and they give you this one score, your stress sensitivity score. And so then you can sort of track things and notice when that score is starting to creep up. Maybe it means you need to start to take a step back, slow down a little bit more, listen to your body, and take a little bit more time for yourself. So if you want to check that out, you can go to the show notes page to get a link to their store, and then use the code VITALITY20 to get 20% off anything in their store. That's VITALITY 20. I have been using this fitness tracker now for the past 6 months, and I love it. It is the favorite one that I've tried from all of the different varieties that I've tried, and I've tried a lot. So I would absolutely 100% recommend this one for you. So definitely go check that out. Also, in last week's episode, I give you the 5 reasons why this fitness tracker is amazing. So you can go back to that episode to listen and find my 5 reasons why this fitness tracker has totally stolen the stage for me. I'll also link to that in the show notes. Okay, that's enough. Let's get going. It can really seem impossible to plan a balanced, healthy lifestyle around your schedule, regardless of if you work shift work or a traditional 9 to 5, Monday through Friday kind of job. The truth is you're not experiencing a time problem. You're experiencing an alignment problem. When we're living out of alignment, we can feel frustrated, imbalanced, and flustered, and our lives seem to be running just a few steps ahead of us, and no matter what we do, we cannot catch up. And again, this leaves very little room for exercise, for cooking at home, and other self-care activities. But when you're back in alignment, you find that balance that you've been craving. You finally have the time to do things that are important for you, like take care of your health, and your overall stress level decreases. So what does it mean to be living in alignment? Living in alignment means that you don't spend much time, if any at all, on those things or activities in your life that aren't supporting your greater good. I'm talking about leaving all of those instant gratification moments behind and to start thinking about what would benefit you in the future. If I were to ask you right now, what do you want to do during your day? You'd probably say things like spend time with friends and family, eat good food, maybe meditate or do yoga or your exercise of choice. You'd want to do your hobbies or a creative passion that brings you joy. You'd want to get out into nature. I bet you, though, as you were thinking of your unique list of things that you want to make sure you have time for during the day, watching 3 hours of TV or Netflix or spending an hour mindlessly scrolling on social media did not immediately pop into your mind. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy a good show on Netflix, and social media can be fun sometimes. But our lives can be quite stressful, and we need to have our downtime to rest and recharge. But so often we don't realize how much time we're spending watching Netflix or scrolling through social media. And although these are all great distractions, they aren't always the best at restoring our energy. So how do you do this? How do you align your daily activities with your greater good and primarily focus on things that will benefit you in the future? So I'm going to go over the steps with you here, but I also have a worksheet for you to help with this process. So you can go and get that worksheet at heatherthatcher.com/podcast and check out the show notes for this episode. All right, so step 1, discover your values. Knowing what you value most in your life is crucial to determine if your life is in alignment or not. When you're living in alignment, you feel balanced, content, and generally satisfied with your life because you're spending the majority of your time on what you value the most. We become dissatisfied and frustrated with our life when we don't have this balance. So take a few moments right now and imagine that you're the end of your beautiful life and everything has worked out better than you hoped for, and you are so incredibly grateful for this journey that your soul went on. So looking back, what stands out? What is it about how you lived your life, what you focused your time on, and who you spent your time with that's the most meaningful for you? How will you be remembered? These kinds of reflective questions can help us identify where we need to focus our energy, especially when we get busy and time is scarce in our schedule. The second step is to ask yourself, is what I'm about to do in alignment with what I want for my life? Now that you know what's most important and where you want to direct most of your energy, it's time to make sure that what you do during the day is aligned with this. You can do this by stopping yourself before you start a new task and ask yourself, is what I'm about to do in alignment with what I want for my life? One Netflix show that relaxes you and helps you unwind, totally fine. But if you're watching it while you're eating, so you're distracted and unable to listen to your body's cues, that's not really in alignment, is it? Avoiding doing the dishes? Probably also not in alignment. This question is going to help you make decisions that benefit yourself in the future, rather than just follow old habits or satisfy some moment of instant gratification. By slowing yourself down, you're breaking the flow of your old patterns, which gives you the opportunity to change them. Some things are going to be very clearly in alignment for you, and some will be very clearly against what you want for your life. But there will also be some things that fit into the other category. So maybe you'd want to put your job in the other category because you don't really enjoy working there, you don't feel satisfied, or would rather be, anywhere else. But working somewhere is necessary for survival. Working at that job brings home money that allows you to live your life, eat good food, go out with friends and family, buy yourself nice things, go on vacation, give a gift to someone important in your life, attend those yoga classes, maybe pay for a gym membership. All of these things contribute to your higher good and benefit future you. So although your job may not be the most stimulating and wonderful moment of your day, it does allow for all of those other things. So see that maybe your job belongs in the neutral category. Brushing your teeth, getting ready for the morning, it does benefit future you, but it's also not that exciting. So maybe it also ends up in the neutral category. So this is where you can ask yourself, does this activity serve my higher good in some way? And then use this question to sort the activities into the neutral or out of alignment category. Because life is about finding the right balance that will work for you. And that means that you need to make sure that you're spending your precious time here on this soul's journey to continue to bring yourself joy, satisfaction, inner peace, and to discover more about yourself. Anything else that doesn't fit that description or support that description has got to go. And again, if you'd like to work through this process and bring your life into alignment, then you can go to heatherthatcher.com/podcast to download your worksheet and get started right away. And don't forget, you can just do this regularly. You don't even need the worksheet. And just slow down and ask yourself, is what I'm about to do in alignment with what I want for my life? Every time you switch tasks for a few days, fill out the boxes in the worksheet. And you may be surprised at how many things you do that are out of alignment, or maybe even more surprised at how much time you have when you've eliminated or reduced those things that no longer serve your higher purpose. Make sense? All right, take care of yourself, beautiful soul, and I will see you here next week. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I am so grateful for the energy that we shared. I know you're the kind of person who likes to help others, so I invite you to share this podcast episode with someone who's important to you and who you think would also benefit from hearing this episode. If you want inspirational, intuitive health content like this daily, connect with me on Instagram. Every morning on my story, I give you a mini challenge, affirmation, intuition builder, or energy clearing technique to help you take what we talk about on this podcast to the next level. You can find me over on Instagram with the name @VitalityLifeguard. You can also find these daily tips as a separate podcast. It's called the Intuitive Health Minute. Finally, I have a personal request for you. It helps me greatly if you take a few minutes to rate and review my podcast on whichever platform you're joining me on today. So after you're finished here, please go to iTunes or Google Play, Stitcher, or wherever you're listening and rate and review the Intuitive Health Podcast. Or you can also take a screenshot of you listening to this podcast episode and share it on your social media. It really helps me get the word out, and then we can work together to help even more people. I am so incredibly grateful for the time and energy you'll take to do this for me, so thank you. You can find the show notes for this episode at heatherthatcher.com/podcast. I am so grateful for you, you beautiful soul, and I wish you all the peace, love, and light this week. See you next time.